Hey everyone, I am Laura from Book Bubbler and welcome to my channel. Today is Vlogmas, I'm going to say day 4, and I've got a tag today. I wasn't tagged in this per se, but I saw it on Kazen's channel, Always Doing, and really liked it, so I added it to my almost 30 long list of tag videos I need or want to do. So I just pulled this one randomly up and we'll see how it goes. So it's the stay-at-home book tag, which is perfect for this year. It was originally done by Madison Mary at Princess of Paperback, and I will link both Madison's and Kazen's videos below so you can watch them too. So okay, the first question, laying in bed, a book you could or have read in one day. I've read a lot of stuff in one day, especially if I just set my mind to it. I can ignore everything very easily. But one that I have not read yet that I could easily read in one day is A Great Reckoning by Louise. This is my probably favorite series of all time. I don't talk about it a lot because I don't want to jinx it, but these books are so good. The first two are the worst in the series, for sure. The first one is the worst. It's still good. The second one is a little bit better, and then the third one is where it really takes off. And boy howdy, I dare you to stop reading after that point. She has such a good way of getting into different people's brains, and you are right there with them, and they are thoughtful and caring and pulse pounding and anxiety inducing, and they'll make you laugh and cry, and they're just so wonderful. I saved this series, I should say, for when I know I'm really ready for it, when I can really concentrate on it and I can just devote the time to it, because this is the only book series that I become completely consumed by. Other books, yes, I get really interested and I can't wait to get back to them and I think about them all the time. That happens. Not a lot, but it does happen. But this is very different. This is, I have canceled a client to finish one of these books before. That's how much I like these books. I never cancel a client if I can avoid it. I will ignore and lie to family and friends to get out of anything if I am reading one of these books. I don't care. And if I have to do something else, if I am forced, if I have to like get gas in my car, or whatever, if I have to get my hair cut or something that I really can't reschedule, it's hard to reschedule, I literally cannot stop thinking about what's going to happen next, and I am counting down the seconds to get back to it. So this is such an excellent series. Mystery series, fictional, set in Canada, outside of Quebec. So good. Is it Quebec? No, Montreal. It doesn't matter. It's about Three Pines too. Some people call these a cozy, and they're really not cozies. The cozy element is that Three Pines is a small little town where most of the main characters live, where the residents live, and Inspector Gamache comes to the town to investigate a murder in the first book. And he keeps kind of coming back. Other people that live there are involved in other murders and other crimes. And yeah, I don't want to give anything away. It's like the touch point for the series, but there are whole books where they're not set anywhere near Three Pines, and there are whole books set in the big city, like several books set in the big city. So it's not really a cozy, but it has sort of that cozy feeling about it too. I'm talking about this too much, sorry. Okay, but really, so good. Okay, number 2, snacking, guilty pleasure books. I try not to let myself feel guilty about reading certain kinds of books. I feel guilty about everything anyways in general, but I try to do that with books. So I'm going to say sort of paranormal urban fantasy. This is Wicked Embers by Keri Arthur. It's a used book, but it's the second in a series with the main character who is a phoenix. She's an Australian author. These are all set in and around Melbourne or Sydney. I really liked her Riley Jensen Guardian series, and have enjoyed this one so far. The first one was fine, but paranormal romance, urban fantasy kind of books, I used to be really into them, like really into them, and then I kind of got away from it. So now these are the ones that I go back to and visit, just the authors I really enjoy. I keep saying really, I apologize. But yeah, I guess it's urban fantasy, paranormal stuff. So yeah. Okay, oh, also, How could I ignore this big thing? Another kind of guilty pleasure book that I feel like a big dork for reading or collecting are these oversized like coffee table books about grand houses or castles or whatever. So this is obviously about National Trust houses. It is very heavy and large, but I adore it. Like, I really, really love it. So books about castles and big houses. Sorry for the shaking. Okay. Let's keep this moving here. Number 3 is Netflix, a series that you want to start. There are 1,000 series I want to start, but one that is, I think, finished and complete at 5 books, which makes me very happy, is this is the first book, Shades of Milk and Honey by Mary Robinette Kowal. I think it's called the Glamour and Something, or Something and Glamour series. I will write it below when I link everything, but from what I hear, this is essentially Jane Austen with a whole bunch of magic thrown in, which sounds just delightful to me. So I am very much here for this. Looking forward to it. Okay, number 4 is Deep Clean, been your TBR for ages. Now, most of my TBR has been here for ages by most other people's definition of a long time. Like, sometimes I see booktubers, a lot of them are younger, granted, but they're like, oh my God, I've had this forever. It's been like 18 months. And I'm like, that's hilarious. You know, oh, you're going to make me hurt my sides laughing so hard. Okay, so I'm going to go with Lark Rise to Candleford by Flora Thompson. This edition, I kind of miss these like tealy, pale, bluey, sea foamy green sides of penguins, but different thing. I, of course, loved the series that was adapted a few years ago, 4 seasons. I just ate that up. It was so wonderful. And I had forgotten about that book until I saw that they were going to be doing this adaptation. So there's an edition of this with a green cover and small white polka dots. And there's a little square kind of like this that says the title and the author on the cover. It's an illustrated edition of Lark Rise to Candleford, or just Lark Rise. I don't quite remember exactly. The point is, all through my childhood, it's still in the same spot on the same bookshelf. My parents had that edition, that illustrated edition of that book. And before I could really read, I remember pulling it off the shelf, laying it on the floor and kind of flipping through and looking at some of the illustrations. And I always wanted to read that book. The cover is enticing to me. I like green a lot. And so this has been on my TBR for essentially my whole life. This copy, I think, has been on since 2012. I don't know. But yeah, Lark Rise to Candleford. Has anyone else read this? I'm sure people have watched the show, but I don't know anyone who's actually read this. So if you have, please let me know. Okay, number 5, Animal Crossing, a book you recently bought because of the hype. Now, I don't really fall into the traditional hype machine so much anymore. Usually once I hear about a book a few times, I start to go, either that's for me and I'll get it eventually, or I don't want to read this. Most new fiction doesn't appeal to me. But the latest thing I bought, and that was because of hype of 2 of my favorite booktubers, Heidi at My Reading Life and Doris at Aldi Books. That's the 3rd in Esmeralda Santiago's, I can never pronounce her name the first time, and I'm so sorry, the 3rd memoir, The Turkish Lover. So I finally purchased this. So that was sort of hype, but do 2 cool people count as hype? They probably do, but probably not as intended by the author of the tag. Okay, number 6 is Productivity, a book that you learned from or had an impact on you. This one I read in late summer, early fall of 2008. It's The Wishing Year by Noelle Oxenhandler. This is an advanced reader's copy that I got from Library Thing. I don't know how to hold this, or I guess that's fine. So this is sort of in the same vein of The Secret or Eat, Pray, Love-ish, but nowhere near as rich. So Noelle wakes up one day and realizes that she doesn't like anything in her life. She's unhappy with her job, doesn't like where she lives, she wants a relationship. So on New Year's Day, she decides to set about wishing for herself and being specific and intentional about keeping those things in her mind and about sort of putting it out there in the universe. So begins both a journey of self-discovery and a mystical exploration of the quintessentially human art of wishing, from primeval magic to the contemporary belief in the law of attraction. What started as a year's dare turns into a way of life. So I thought it would be interesting. That's why I asked for it, and I was very happy to have won this copy, but I didn't think this would impact me as much as it actually did. I love this book, and I don't talk about it really at all. It might be kind of a Marmite book. I don't think anyone would vehemently hate it necessarily, but I don't know. It's one of those quiet books that you feel like is just yours, and you kind of want to hold it close to your chest. I think I even underlined things in this book. Maybe I didn't. I didn't, because I was too afraid to mark it up. Again, this is an advanced reader's copy, which is worth $0. But I did eventually buy several finished editions. But this is still the one that I would like to reread someday. So yeah, wishing year. Really liked it. Okay, number 7 is Facetime, a book you were gifted. Now, I am very lucky and very blessed to have friends who buy me really fantastic books. I am extremely thankful. The one I'll talk about today is from an online friend. This is from my friend Sarah on Litsy, and she got me this whole series, Emily of New Moon by L.M. Montgomery. I have never read anything by L.M. Montgomery. I have owned the first Anne book when I was a kid, and then I got rid of it. And then a few years ago, my friend Jenna was getting rid of her collection of all 8 Anne books, and I said, oh, I'll take them. But they're just sitting, waiting to be read. So I think Sarah got me this because this is her favorite series by L.M. Montgomery, and these editions are absolutely gorgeous. These new Virago editions, I mean, they're beautiful. So I got this for a Christmas present in 2016, and they're still unread. So not that old for me, but I should really get to it, right? Okay. Ooh, don't tip over, please. Number 8, self-care. What is one thing you have done recently to take care of yourself? I've been doing this for a while, but I really like it, and I feel really better after I do it. I turn off my TV after dinner usually. Like, I eat earlier, like 5 or 6 or something. That is on the days that I'm home all day. So I will turn the TV off early, turn on music, and turn it up, and just putter around the house. Sometimes if it's a song, like a work song for me, so new age or classical, I'll sit down and I'll read a magazine or part of a book or something and just take a deep breath. But otherwise, I'm just sort of do the dishes and I stop and write a letter to my friend for a while, and I'll take a break and I'm just sort of putzing. But having music on and the TV off is a really big deal to me. I'm such a music person, so that is what I've been doing a lot lately. And number 9, the last one, is a bonus. It says, name a book coming out soon. The last few months I have been really out of the loop with new releases, mostly because when that whole surge came out, what was it, September or something? I got so overwhelmed. I just was like, I'll look at it later. I don't know. But the one book that I know that either has already just come out or is coming out soon, again, I'm not sure, that's Ready Player 2 by Ernest Cline. I loved Ready Player 1. I listened to it, and Will Wheaton does such a great job. I'm going to listen to it again. I think it's already out, but that's the one book I know for sure this year that I really wanted to get to. The other one, oh, I just thought of it too, is the new Allie Broche. After, what, 7 years of waiting? I forget what it's called. That's terrible, but obviously the image is up here. I just adore Allie's work, and I hope she's doing okay, and I need to get my hands on a copy. I'm hoping someone gets it for me for Christmas because I didn't get it for myself, so... Solutions and Other Problems. That's what it's called. My brain worked. So I'm not going to tag anyone, but if you want to do this tag, feel free. This was a lot of fun, and again, very appropriate for this year. So I hope you guys are all doing well and staying safe, and I will see you again tomorrow in the next one. Bye.